Australia is a big and beautiful country with an abundance of natural wonders to explore. So for that reason, it's not really a surprise that so many Australians are choosing to give up traditional homes in favour of houses on wheels. Today we've travelled to a national park just outside of Sydney, Australia, to meet a young couple who have done a beautiful van conversion that they're now calling their first home. Hey Demi!
How's it going?
Lovely to meet you.
You too.
And so cool to see this van. It really looks like it's packed out for adventure.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Solar panels on the roof, you've got the toolbox and everything up there. Are you totally off-grid with this van?
Yeah, we are. We've been off-grid for the whole time that we've had the van now, so we haven't found that the power's run out or anything, so it's been really good for us.
So we're running two 250 watt domestic panels on our roof, which come down to it's a 30 amp converter. And that charges our batteries. That keeps us charged for about 3 days with no sun, which is very, very handy. And if all else does fail, we've also got a solenoid, which charges off the car's alternator.
So we can go for a drive.
Yeah, we can go for a drive, and that seems to charge everything up.
So how long have you actually been living in the van?
We started on the 29th of October, so that's when we first moved in, and we went into North Queensland first, and then we came back to Brisbane just to fix a few little tweaks. We kind of had a little shakedown period there, and then we went south. So we've been south for about a month and a half now.
Did you do the fit out of the van yourself?
Yes, me and my partner did it together. Yeah.
And what was that process like?
It was fun. It was very grueling, but I think it was all very rewarding work. So we could never really be that unhappy. It was lots of hard work, but very fulfilling.
We bought the van first, and then we just shredded it to pretty much nothing. There was absolutely bare. We started by insulating first. So we insulated all the insides, all the little nooks and crannies where heat could get in. And then we started working from the roof, and it kind of worked our way down. And in that process, we probably changed layouts
a few times.
Yeah, 4 or 5 times. It's taken us about 8 to 9 months.
I actually looked at it the other day. We bought the van on the 24th of February and we left on the 29th of October. So almost exactly 8 months.
What was the transition of moving into a van like? Was it quite scary?
It seemed like it was going to be scary, but it was definitely not as scary once we did the transition as I thought it would be. We actually have transitioned quite smoothly. We did predict it would be a lot harder, but it's been a lot easier than we thought. So we kind of were preparing ourselves to have a big change and a big adjustment, but it's been a lot easier, a lot smoother. Sort of teamwork, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Everyone thinks it's going to be really hard to make this change. You have a lot of things that you live with when you live in a house, a lot of possessions, but you find out you don't really actually need that stuff when you move into a place like this, and how much you actually want to be outside your home and exploring around.
And what's the size that you're working with?
It's around about 6 meters long, and I think with the toolbox on top, we're now up to about 3 meters, so that's kind of what we stay under.
Right, a good size for travel.
Yeah, not too bad. We just can't go under any car parks, but aside from that, we're pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I would love to have a look inside and see what you've done.
Awesome. Come on in.
You can even stand up in here.
I can just. I can't stand straight, but it's not too bad.
Yeah. So, show me inside and what you've done.
Awesome. This is our pantry. So this is a seat on top, obviously, and then it opens up there, and we get a lot of food storage under there, which is great.
Good amount of space in there.
Yeah, and that one comes down halfway, and we've got our water tank down there, which is a 90-litre water tank.
And you've got a nice workspace here as well in the kitchen.
We do. So this is our lovely sink here. We've got our running water that comes out through there. We've got our little herb holders and stuff like that, and lots of storage up here. I love these little jars. I think they're awesome little storage under there. And we've just, the herb garden is a new addition for us. We added that in probably just on this trip down. So we've had a lot of compliments on it. We see people driving past on the highway, like looking at the herbs on the way, which is funny. Everyone comments on it.
It's so nice just to bring a little bit of green into the space, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. We definitely have talked about more greenery as well. So Eli has this grand idea of growing a tomato vine up the side. I don't know if it'll happen, but it could be cool.
That would be seriously cool. I really like the artwork that you've got behind you, and having the chalk wall is such a cool idea.
Yeah, this is the third art piece we've done so far. So we had like a little welcome sign initially, and then for Christmas I did a Christmas tree. But yeah, this is the new one we've just put out, and we just got ideas off my friends, so I kind of collaborated with her a little bit on it. But it's lots of fun to be able to change it up every now and then. I like that.
Above it, is that all storage?
Yeah, so we've got lots of storage up under here. There's actually such a big space up there. There's a little light, so you can kind of see how far back goes. We've got lots of pots and pans, lots of electrical stuff. We've actually got our fly screens here that attach to all the doorways as well to keep the flies out, that have got magnetic strips in the middle so that we can kind of get in and out of them, which is good.
Really important here in Australia.
Oh, so important. The midgie, and they're actually midgie proof too because they're quite thin. But that was good. I actually made those ones up myself because I couldn't get anything that would custom fit that. And I've got a lot of art stuff up there, so that kind of fits all in there, which is really good, out of the way.
And all of this has been done with pallet wood, has it?
Yeah, most of it's recycled pallet, all of the roof and any of the walls here. Some of this is from Bunnings and places like that, or anything we had lying around in Eli's dad's shed. Here's a shed of wonders that we got to use a lot of resources from, which was awesome. Very helpful.
And then under the bench here, this is all storage?
Yeah, we have a storage under here. So we've got our cutlery in here, and then all sorts of kitchen utensils under here in these cane baskets. The reason we did cane under here is that we can pull it out and we have access to all of our plumbing and under there. So that kind of gives us extra access there. And then this is our fridge under here that pulls out on runners. We've got a fridge and a freezer under there. So that's a 90 litre, I think.
And that all runs off the solar power?
Yep. Yeah, completely. There's a little monitor down there we can keep check on, but we have an app on our phone that keeps track of it too.
And then you've got a really good sized bed in here, don't you?
Yeah, it is good. It's about, I think it was 20 centimetres shorter than a double bed, standard double bed, but we've got the same width. So it works really well for me. I can completely stretch out. Eli, on the other hand, does sleep a little bit diagonally, but he doesn't really mind. It doesn't bother him too much, so it's not been an issue at all, really.
And under the bed, you've got lots of storage by the looks of it.
Yeah, we have most of our wardrobe under here. So these are our clothing drawers. We have one each on this one, so that's my one, and then Eli's is below. We added these ones on recently, actually, just out of a belt because they kept pulling open when we were driving. So that's a recent addition. And this is our laundry basket under here, and there's another basket that slides around that I have a few extra clothes in under there, and Eli has a few extra clothes up the top there too. So we've kind of got just a drawer and a little extra as our space for clothing. Under this little one's our little hideaway. This has a little hook for that's pretty much our broom for the whole van, and we also have all our toiletries under there for the shower.
And do you find that in here you have enough storage for everything you need?
At the start, we didn't think we would, but I think slowly as we've decreased certain items or we haven't needed something, we've realised that there's actually more space in it than we probably are using at the moment. There's still a few little hidey holes we could fit things in or condensing things down. But we did add the toolbox on top for that reason because I have actually a market that I run, so we keep all the stuff up there so that it's not crowding up too much down here. So
what kind of stuff do you store up in there?
So we have two big camp chairs up there, and then my market stall, I have an umbrella with a stand for it as well. And we've got a bucket up there and some fishing gear and a little bit of snorkeling stuff up there too.
It's pretty amazing that in a space this size, you're even able to store all of that stuff, including things for your business.
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty lucky that it is a mobile business. I'm a henna artist, so I can take it anywhere I like and have a smaller setup so that it is confined to the van. But we are pretty lucky. We fit a lot in here.
Do you find it easy to actually work while living on the road as well?
Yeah, I haven't done a lot yet. We're still working on that. I've probably done about 3 or 4 markets so far, and they've all been really good and successful. So I hope to do a lot more in the future.
So was that one of your designs behind you there?
Yeah, it is. I did this one with a stain pen when we were building.
Beautiful.
Over here, we've got a table that pulls out here, which we use to watch movies on all the time with our laptop. Otherwise, I actually use it as a drawing space sometimes too, which works well. And we've got a fair bit of storage up here I've got these two, and then Eli's got those two, which he uses for clothes as well.
So on the other side of the bed, you've got more storage over there?
Yeah, so the storage splits in half under the bed from this side, and then we've got access from the other side with a pull-out deck as well.
You've got a fold-out deck here. That's so cool. How did you actually make that work?
Eli somehow pulled it together, actually. We talked about it for a while. We weren't sure if we wanted to do it because it did cost us a fair bit, but it actually turns out to be one of the most useful things we've had. We cook on it every morning and every evening, so it's been great.
Well, I would love to see how the pull-out platform at the back works.
Cool, let's check it out. So it's our gas on the back. It's a bit creaky at the moment. Yeah, and this is our back end here. So we've got a lot of storage under here, and we've got our deck that slides out here. This locks off. There. And it's very stable, so we can both easily sit on it, which is really good. If we wanted to, sometimes we turn it into a day bed and put the cushions out here, or we've actually stood under the stars a few times and watched the stars at night time, which is good. But we do all of our cooking out here, and breakfast and coffee in the morning too. So we've got this cooktop that comes out, and it's got a double burner, which just attaches through the door and around to the gas. Yeah, it's actually quite easy to cook. It's not too hard at all with such a large space as well. But yeah.
So what about the shower here as well?
Yeah, so this is a hot tap system. It links up to the tap there. We put it in there, and then we connect it up to the gas. And then we've got a hose that kind of goes over the back. We actually open this up usually like this, and we'll put it around the back. But we also have a pop-up little shower, mobile shower, that we can use if there's people around or something like that. But otherwise, yeah, we just have a shower over the back there, and it's really hot. Sometimes a bit too hot. We have to cool it down a bit, but it's really good. So yeah, that's really good. I love that feature.
Showering's not too bad, actually. We like to look for showers where we can. If we stop at a beach or something, usually surf life saving places will have a outdoor shower or a shower in the toilet blocks. They're usually pretty cold, which is fine now that it's summer, but as we head into winter, it might not work as well. Water-wise, we've got a 90-litre tank under our pantry, which seems to last us a fair while if we don't shower too often with that one. So we probably don't get too many showers out of that.
No, we tend to, it's kind of the vanner's life to kind of extend showers for as long as possible. we never go above 3 days.
Yeah, we try not to.
Yeah.
That sounds really bad. But yeah, it's just kind of what you do. But we're swimming in the ocean all the time, so
Yeah.
you take what you can get, really.
It's the smell gauge.
Yeah, all right.
Too much information.
Yeah, a little bit. Toilet, we don't have anything set up, so we work between towns and cafes and places, but you just kind of learn to be more aware when you need to go.
Absolutely, yeah. It's strategically timing.
Yeah, strategic timing.
And what would you say your absolute favourite thing about living in the van is?
I think it would definitely be waking up in a new location all the time. Just being able to literally open your doors from bed and see the ocean is amazing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can take us an hour and a half to find a spot if we're really picky. It's all about where you feel safe as well, and you get more comfortable as you go. So, and you start to learn the places to look, because we're constantly traveling too. We don't really get to go back and revisit the same place twice. But it would be a lot easier if we could do that. But because we want to keep traveling, we just need to know where to look. And it's good to, we've actually met a few people that have given us tips as well.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah, just to talk to people.
The locals.
Yeah, or just other people that are living in vans. They usually are like, yeah, we've been staying here for like 6 nights, so you could stay there. And that's a really good way of finding out a place to stay.
Working on this project together, what was that like?
It was good. It was testing at times, but at the same time, it was a very fun, involving thing that we could put our heart and soul into. So it was really fun. I loved getting in and learning different bits of the craft. So it was good for me being able to learn how to use a hand tool and get on the job a little bit more rather than just watching Eli do the work. For him also, I think that he learned a lot in different trades, because he's an electrician by trade, but not a carpenter, but he's learned a lot in this process as well.
What was your budget for doing this kit out?
We're estimating that what we did on top of the van, so not including the van price, would almost be about $8,000, I'd say.
And what about including the van price?
Including, I paid $7,500 for it. So yeah, just over $15,000, I'd say, would be the total cost for including the van.
Not bad at all for a first home, is it?
No, it's pretty darn good.
And living in the space now, how does this home make you feel?
It's pretty awesome. It's hard to describe how homely it feels. Like it's amazing that we can drive somewhere and we've got our home at our doorstep and we can be anywhere we want in the world. It's amazing.
And for you, how does that compare to the idea of paying rent in a city like Sydney?
It just seems like wasted money, really. I mean, we'd be paying to be somewhere in the same spot, and I know you're working a lot as well, but we don't have to work anywhere near as much to support our lifestyle. And we can do so much more. We're so much more active in our daily life, and enjoying so much more outdoors time, and also meeting a lot more people too, a lot more like-minded people on the road actually, which is awesome.
It's a life of freedom. It's a life of exploring. It's a life of cheaper living. I get to spend a lot of my time with my best friend.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think I also love how much I get to focus on all the things that I never had time for in my kind of old life. I'd always put my hobbies aside because I'm always working and trying to earn money, and then I get home and I'm too tired to do any of that. But yeah, I've got so much time for drawing and hula hooping and doing all those sorts of things that I love to do, and I can do them on the regular now. And we make time for them. Definitely. It's almost like work because we're like, okay, it's 3 o'clock. We should probably do some hobby practice now. So it's good. Eli's learning guitar. And
yeah, I've been putting off learning guitar for about 4 years, so I finally picked that up.
And
I'm back surfing again, which I put that down for a while. I'm practicing photography. What else am I doing?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah,
It is.
developing more of the things that, I mean, they could potentially earn you money in the future, but it's not about that. It's about the things that you wanted to do because you never had time to do them.
Because
Yeah.
you're always too busy making money.
It's more living, less working, less doing things for others and more doing things for yourself.
This is such a cool van, and I am so impressed with the work that you've done to actually really transform it into a beautiful home. Thank you so much for sharing it with me.
Thank you.
For a young couple starting out, a van really is the perfect first home. It's affordable, it means you don't have to worry about rent, it gives you a ton of options for exploring your country, and allows you to truly create some amazing memories together. Now that is what I call a home.